Hey, Stephen Young here doing the Junkyard Crawl at Burniston Auto Wrecking in Burniston, Massachusetts with the story of the Dodge panel van and panel wagon. Now these were built from about 1955 through 1966, and this particular generation from 61 through 66. Now here's the thing, something that's notable is the fact that most people don't really remember these things. They think about the Dodge pickup truck and the A100 van, which are more traditional and typical. But here's the deal, the pickup truck, the swept line, arrived in 61. The A100 arrived in 64. Well, this body style here arrived in 55 and was actually in production at the same time through the 1966 model year. Again, as the panel van or the panel wagon with windows. There was even a power wagon version of this thing. Now, the thing that makes these unique is that these are based on a design that first came out in 1948. Steel-bodied wagon based on a pickup truck body. And Dodge intentionally made the distance between the cowl and the front axle as short as could be. The point there was that it gave these things a 37-inch turning radius left and right, which made them ideal for use in cities and in tight corners. So again, unlike a longer-nosed pickup truck or van, these are much better at handling. So sort of almost a halfway step to the A100 cab-over design. Now these were always made with two-door bodies, as we see right here. 1958 brought the wraparound windshield, and again, this body style was utilized through the 1966 model year and in Argentina through 1971. Now the detail on this is under the hood. Unlike the Dodge pickup trucks, which could be had with a 413 or even a street wedge 426 in the early 60s, these were strictly flathead 6 powered or small V8 starting in 1955, but this is the 230 cubic inch flathead 6, which was used in Chrysler products from about 1937 through 1959, but again in these things through 1966. The slant 6 was not used in these. These were strictly flathead powered. Now a lot of things are kind of weird in the world of Dodge. The power wagons, those big monster trucks from 1946 on up, were all powered by the same flathead 6 with 250 cubic inches. They never used a V8, never used the slant 6. Same thing with these town vans and town wagons. Now these have a leaf spring front axle. We can see here there's the shock absorbers and that big forged steel shock bracket right there. The leaf springs and straight axle are down inside of the dirt, but something kind of cool. These were also made for export. Now this one's a standard left-hand drive for the American market. There's a steering column, that circular hole right there. But if we look on the opposite side of the firewall there's another circle hole right there that can be punched out quickly and easily for right-hand drive units sold in Latin America. So again, more than meets the eye when it comes to the Dodge town panel van. Now inside, well again, two-door construction, no four doors, but inside we'll see this one has the 3-speed manual on the column. Starting in 1960, you could get the push-button torque flight in these, but again, this is a pretty typical of the breed right here. Kind of cool on the right-hand side, the engine-turned oval panel. That's not the glove compartment, that's in the middle, and that panel on the right doesn't do anything except look good. But here's the deal, again, this could be sold with right-hand drive in Latin America, and that right-hand pod is where the gauges would go. So again, one dash can do two jobs, left or right-hand drive. Now a lot of hot rodders love these things, as did businesses like Jack's Cleaners, High Street, in Greenfield, Mass, I think, something like that, but that was long ago. But this undoubtedly saw plenty of use bringing people's laundry to and from the dry cleaners. In the back, again, being a panel van, a lot of businesses preferred these to window vans because, well, theft wasn't as much of an issue because people couldn't see what was in there and get curious about it. Now the hinges and the door retainers on this are kind of neat. Here up at the top, these sliding arms here help the doors to stay open or closed, depending. You don't want these things blowing shut on you when you're loading your stuff into the back for extended periods of time. And also the latch systems here are very industrial. Look at this right here, the up and down, sort of like a piano latch. Interesting stuff, very industrial. But again, these things were all about function. Form came a very distant second. Now these things were again made until 1966 for the United States and the American market, and through 1970 or so for the Argentina market. Now the rear axles on these things were all the Mopar 8 3/4, generally with a two-piece axle shaft, even in 65 and 66 when passenger cars went to a one-piece axle shaft. Let's see if it's even there anymore. And again, these are leaf springs in the back, no coil springs. Okay, the axle's been robbed out of this one. This whole gas tank is kind of in the way. But again, the body on this has kind of a Studebaker vibe to it, really. The 1951 Studebaker Chief. But again, this effect right here was seen with no facelifts from 1958 through 1966. So it's kind of weird to think that, you know, the Dodge swept line pickup truck 61 through 71 and the Dodge A100 64 through 71 was sold along with this mid-50s relic at the same time in Dodge dealerships up through 1966. And again, these could be had as the town power wagon with all-wheel drive, a 1-ton suspension, and front fenders that had a larger wheel cutout and a big flare on them. Those things are monsters. If you see them, you know what I'm talking about if you see one. But again, there's life before the Dodge A100 van, and here it is right here, the Dodge Town Panel and Town Wagon. Kind of a cool piece, a little nugget of Dodge truck history. So if you like this video, be sure to subscribe to the Steve Maggs YouTube channel, and there's lots more coming soon from Bernison Auto Wrecking.